I mean, it's interesting, right? I mean, it makes a ton of sense because you're like pre-vetted by other women that
Yes.
woman then trusts, right? And I
Yeah.
think to your point, my wife has some, single friends, and they're always asking her like, "Oh, do you know of any of Connor's friends that are single
Yes.
guys that would be good fits?" Right? And so there is that kind of like wanting somebody that's sort of pre-vetted, sussed out, and repped for, somebody's
Well,
that's repping for you.
again, Connor, that makes sense evolutionarily. If I'm a woman, I have more to risk if I have sex with the wrong person. Robert Trivers in the 1970s comes up with parental investment hypothesis, which is of a two-gender species, the gender that has the larger sex cell or more parental investment is going to be the more selective of the two genders. But the other part of parental investment hypothesis is that the other gender is going to compete more for access to the first gender. And that's what we see in humans, whereas men compete with other men for access to women. So that's generally how that works. But that if you're a woman and you have all these risks of the man being abusive or the man, or all kinds of the man getting up and leaving, having a woman pre-vet that is the best thing that you can do. Because when you look at a man, you can't see all the attributes that are going to help you and help your child. When I look at a woman, I can see the attributes that I maybe find attractive. But a lot of times, dudes meet women and they tend not to be crazy also. But the main thing is, as a woman, you look at a man, there's so many questions that you have. There's so much what we would call incomplete information. I don't know if he's a stalker. I don't know if he's abusive. I don't know if he's terrible in bed. I don't know all these things. And when you see a guy and you don't know these things about him, but you see so many women comfortable being around him, a lot of those questions are answered, or at least in your mind, they're answered. There's a separate study I saw that was really crazy that showed men, they were taken in photographs with beautiful women. I forget, it may have been the Royal Society that did this, but don't quote me on that. I forget who did it specifically. But basically, women saw the men who were in photographs with attractive women and attributed more intelligence to them, more kindness to them. This is crazy. It's like there's no way you could tell this from a photograph, but women were rating them higher on these scales simply because they were in pictures with attractive women. And the thing was crazy. And whenever I bring this stuff up, it's really funny because you'll see it in the comments. People start attacking me personally for bringing up like evolutionary psychology stats, but it's just, I'm just going where the data takes me. And a lot of times people don't like the answer, but man, it's one of the craziest things that I've ever seen is like, and you've seen, like, I don't know if you've had Dr. Buss on your show or William Costello or someone like that. Evolutionary psychology goes through such a robust standard of testing. And then whenever I find concepts from there, I find them to be, for lack of a better term, truer than anything else I've seen in psychology. And so that's why I really love talking about this stuff so much, and why I found it to probably be the single most helpful thing that I've used with my clients.